Donald Trump had an extraordinary meeting on Capitol Hill yesterday, trying to drum up support for the critical vote in the House tomorrow on the bill to replace Obamacare. Conservatives say they have the votes needed to block this bill. So what's going to happen? We have 24 hours left, and joining us is James Arkin, Real Clear Politics congressional reporter. Good to see you again, James. So, James?
Yes.
Hi there.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Does House Speaker Paul Ryan pull the vote if he doesn't have enough support for it?
That's a really important question, and I don't know the answer to it at this point. I think right now they've seen enough momentum towards the bill. They've seen some conservative members from the Republican Study Committee and some moderate members in the last couple of days come on board. So they might take a gamble and say, even if we don't have quite enough votes, let's put this to a vote on the floor, and let's really challenge these members on the floor and say, are you willing to derail our chance to repeal Obamacare right now during this vote? I think that would be a really pressured situation for some of the members who are voting no. So I think there's a reason that they might put this bill on the floor even if it doesn't have the votes. But if it's pretty clear that it's not going to pass, then it might be the smart move for them to pull the bill and restart negotiations and try again, because this would be a huge embarrassment for the White House and for Speaker Paul Ryan if this thing doesn't pass on the House floor.
If they have to pull it, that would be pretty tough on them as well. So who are the holdouts on the bill, those on the fence, and what does it take to change their minds?
So you're seeing holdouts on both sides of House Republican Conference. You're seeing some members of the ultra-conservative House Freedom Caucus who are saying this is Obamacare light, this isn't what we promised when we were saying we were going to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. They're asking for some massive changes to the legislation, basically a wholesale change to what the legislation is doing. So some of those voters on the members on the conservative side are probably not going to vote for it no matter what they do to change it. And then you see some moderates who are worried about what the CBO said in terms of the loss of coverage, and so they want a little bit more help with elderly people and the poor being able to get tax credits to help them pay for health care. They got some of those changes, and that brought some moderates on board, but they're really worried about people in their districts who are going to lose health care over this legislation based on what the CBO said. So some minor tweaks and changes could bring some of those moderates on board, but I think the conservatives are pretty firm in their opposition.
Yeah, but they're members of the Republican Party, and, you know, Donald Trump sent a very strong warning yesterday. You're going to repeal Obamacare or lose your seats.
Yeah, absolutely. He issued a point-blank warning to them. He said the House majority could be in jeopardy if we don't do this and pass this bill this week. But these conservative members weren't swayed by that. I mean, he called out Mark Meadows, the chairman of the Freedom Caucus, directly during that meeting with House Republicans, and Meadows said afterwards, I'm still a no on this bill. So conservatives say this isn't the Obamacare repeal we promised.
Well, that's what we have right now. James Arkin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you.